Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Age of Strife. We re-enter the show with the party standing over the camp the goblins made. There's still about half a goat on a little branch that's been stuck into the mud, and a little tarp that is room enough for a halfling and a gnome, or maybe a person and a halfling, or a person and a gnome, but not all four of you together.
Is the goat cooked?
It is cooking. It looks like it's not quite ready yet.
Okay. I leave it cooking.
I lay on the ground just looking up at the sky and trying to channel this pain that is in my arm.
Ooh, yeah, that sucks.
It is a nasty wound you have on your arm.
Actually, is there anything I can do to help him? I'm not trained in medicine, but I look at Tilly's arm. I'm just trying to.
It's pretty bad. It looks like it should be tended to by someone. It looks like it needs to be washed out and wrapped up.
Okay. How long did it take for us to walk here from the village?
You're half an hour from where the tracks separated, and that was about 10 minutes out from town. So you're a good 40-minute walk back into town.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Tilly's going to die of this wound, but it looks like it should get some attention.
Okay. Does anyone have any medical skills? This is beyond my control.
Same with me.
I'm only good at sneaking around and shit like that.
It's okay. I'll just bleed for a little bit.
We've got a bleeder.
Tilly, it's okay. We'll take care of you. And I take a bit of my undershirt and I wrap it around it, not really knowing what I'm doing, but just kind of patting the wound with my shirt.
Before you wrap it, I take a water skin out of my bag and I try to wash the wound. I dump like half a water skin's worth of water on it, try to clean it up.
It stings badly as he pours the water over it, but it kind of stings in that way that it's helping, that oh god, it hurts so good way.
I try to smile through the pain. I'm looking at Soma's character.
Poor Tilly. I don't think we should tarry here, guys. Let's get what we can and head back to town. It's not far from here.
I'm okay to walk around at 1 HP, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I stand up and I go to attempt to hug Shannon's character.
Darude.
Darude, do you accept the thigh hug?
I'm just kind of I reach my hand down to where my kneecap is. I'm assuming that's where Tilly's head would reach to, and I just kind of tap it on the head.
I think, Tilly, you're 210?
210, yeah.
So her head comes how tall are you, Shannon?
I am 5'7".
All right, so her head comes to just about the bottom of your crotch.
Yay!
Great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's she's 210. You're 5'7". That's about her head would she might be able to you could probably on your tippy toes stand over her.
I when I give her a hug, I say thank you.
Okay, so I put my knee down there. There we go. Come on over here. I give you a little hug. Come here.
Pat her on the head. You're a good girl.
I just say thank you because he was the one that killed the wolf. So she pretty much saved me. So I'm just I start crying and I'm just thank you.
It is
And when you come back from the hug, it's
That's creepy.
So while this
What's wrong with your face?
display of PDA is going on, can I walk around and check the goblins and take my arrows back at the same time?
Yeah, you go to look at your arrows, and all three of your arrows went straight through a goblin. Those arrows are lost to the world.
Okay.
But
Anything on the goblins of note?
You do poke around on the goblin, and each goblin seems to have 5 copper coins and a dagger, as well as their leather armor. Calling it armor is a little bit of a...
It's paper. Brown paper.
I mean, it's leather from animals, but it's crudely stitched together. It's not very thick or very well put together. It looks like it would fall apart in a rainstorm, which it kind of is falling apart. It's just... You wouldn't want to wear it. Also, as you guys inspect these bodies, you notice this disgusting smell coming from the goblins. And their skin is not just wet, but it's a little oily and greasy. Yeah.
I'm not touching any of these bodies. Like, you guys want to search them, you go right ahead.
I'm not touching the bodies either.
Soiling my hands with that.
Yeah.
So,
Theo, the 15 copper coins that you managed to pull out of them have a bit of a pungent smell to them. I mean, they'll probably wash off, maybe, you don't know. But the goblins have definitely a unique smell.
I'm occupying my time kicking the wolf that's dead. Just like boom, boom, boom. Just kicking it.
Neil, as
I
I
go over
mentioned,
and oh yeah, go ahead.
oh, you can go. It's okay.
I was gonna say I go over to the goat where the goat is on this spit. I'm assuming some kind of spit, and I just check whether or not it's cooked enough that I could just take it back to town with us.
And Neil, as I stated earlier, I searched their tarp tent. Did I find anything?
I guess you and Theobald searched at the same time then and found 3... Well, you didn't find any daggers, but there was just the coins and daggers that they had.
How much? It was 5 copper in total? Or?
5 copper on each one, but I think Theo already grabbed it up.
Okay.
Is there anything else? I have 2 in medicine, and I'm not necessarily how medicine works right now. Is there anything else I could do to my wound or attempt to do to my wound to make it a little bit more manageable?
No. No, 5e is a pretty simple system when it comes to combat. If you were knocked unconscious, you would need a medicine check to be stabilized.
Yep. Okay.
But your wounds will be fine from now. As for you, Jordan, no, I'm sorry, Shannon, you were asking if the goat's ready?
Yep.
If you like your goat a little bit rare, not quite medium rare, like just rare, then you're good.
Okay, so I pull it off of the spit and I start cutting it up with my clean blade, so my short sword, and then I start handing little bits of it to everyone.
It's pretty good. I mean, it's not seasoned, and it's a little tough, but hey,
Should we
when was the
take-
last time that you guys had fresh goat?
I raise my hand, my good hand, and I wait.
Poor thing.
Yes, Tilly.
Should we bring back some for the farmer? Maybe he would like to have some of the goat that he owns and eat it, possibly.
Yep, we'll bring the rest of it back to him once we've had our own portion to regain our strength.
Let's take the wolves as well.
Yeah, definitely take the wolf so we can skin it.
Cool. You guys toss the goat on a spit over your shoulder. I guess Shannon tosses the goat over the shoulder. Scott grabs the wolf, and you guys drag the wolf back towards town. After a good half hour of trudging through the mud again, you come to where the goblin footprints departed from the track marks. And at this point, you can tell that these are probably goblin footprints. Although the prints are much less clear since it's been about an hour since you came here last. It's pretty faint.
Okay.
Can I set up some kind of marker where it's at? Because by the time the rain's done, the tracks are probably going to be gone if we come back. Because the idea is that we're going to go back to the town, right, to take care of my wounds. Is that what we were going to do, team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we would want to come back and maybe investigate the other tracks, but they might be gone due to the rain. So
True.
I set up some kind of marker or carve something into a tree nearby.
It's pretty easy to break off some branches from the hedgerow and stick them in the ground, pointing a direction. It's not too hard to leave a mark that will last through the storm, you hope.
Okay. Then I will do so.
Okay. As you're doing this, can I get... What are your skills here? Can I get investigate checks from everybody?
Yep.
Yeah.
You may.
I'm assuming it's Oh yeah.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Ooh, fail.
15, 7,
I had 18.
18. Cool. So, Tilly and Darude, you guys are... I should say, Darude, as Tilly is setting up these little markers...
Wow! Theo!
Yeah.
Nice.
Tilly and Theo, Tilly and Darude, as... Theo and Darude, there we go, got it right now. As Tilly is setting up these little markers pointing in where these tracks are going, you standing up looking over the hedgerows, and you you get the distinct impression that these tracks head towards the south of town. Now, they may head out of town, but they're headed in the direction of the south side of town. You're currently on the east. They might not actually make it to the town. They might deviate elsewhere, but they're going in that direction.
All right, tall folks, what do you see up there?
Okay, I should maybe... Can I see anything? Okay, so if we're on the east side of Shalott right now, and we're looking southeast, and it looks like the tracks...
Southwest.
Southwest.
Yeah, the tracks head
and
southwest.
It looks like the tracks head back towards the south part of town.
Maybe. You're still like 10 minutes out of town, and these tracks would be a longer route that direction, so they might deviate, they might head south, or they might go west a little bit and then curve back east. You can't tell. But if they stay true to the direction they're headed, they would probably end up like a half-mile south of town.
I don't like the idea that there's extra goblins out there. We should kill them all. Sorry. No,
I agree. We should kill them all.
We have this wolf, and Tilly is quite hurt. Maybe we should just... How many tracks does it look like? Can I tell if I were to stare closely at the...
Give me
tracks
an
that are
investigation. A perception check, actually. That's what we're going to use for tracking.
Perception...
No,
Can I
the
figure
tracks
out
are too muddied,
No.
and the rain's been here for too long. You can't tell how
Right.
many are there.
Well, it takes us about 45 minutes to get back to town, so let's leave now. What do you guys say if we continue on once we're paid? Do you guys want to help me kill some more goblins?
I'm absolutely down. I would love to help, but I would hate to see Tilly lose an arm, so that should be the priority.
Indeed.
I take note of that.
Tilly
Okay.
will remember that up in the
Yeah,
top.
Tilly will remember that. Tilly will remember that.
Good. All right, let's get on with our way then. We start going back to the farm.
Okay. You guys continue back towards the farm, and after another 10 minutes of walking, you come back to the broken down fence, and you actually see the farmer out there mucking around, trying to, patch it up. There's, a board that was broken. He's got a slightly smaller board, and he's, trying to hammer the broken board together with a smaller board to, fix the fence. And he sees you guys coming and moves underneath the barn to stay out of the rain while he watches you approach. The goat that you have hauling over your shoulder is pretty sopping wet right now on the outside, but whatever, it's still freshly cooked goat.
It's still good.
Yeah, and the wolf is just covered in mud.
Gross.
You approach back and go through the gate and meet up with the farmer under the shelter of his barn. You hear the animals inside, which appear to be sheep and goats mostly, baying. Goats bay, right? I think.
They bleat.
Yeah.
Bleating and baying. As the farmer says, "Is that the creature?"
It is, I'm afraid. And then I sort of hold the body of it towards him. You got a place that you want to have this?
Wait a minute. Wolves don't cook goats.
No, it wasn't.
Did you
wolves.
Did you stop and cook my goat
No, they were goblins.
around this part of town? What?
Right. Yep. There's a few of them, and I suspect there's more.
Thanks
Real
for telling
shit.
us. As if you didn't know, Farmer.
I didn't.
Farmer John.
Wait, I haven't seen goblins here in ever. It's been at least 10 years since a goblin was spotted around here.
Well, they're a plague, and they're seeping in from the west, and there will be more.
Shit. He grumbles to himself. Well,
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I guess we best cook that goat and eat it up before it goes bad. No point in wasting good
helped
goat.
ourselves to a small portion of it after the fight. I assume that would be all right, since it is quite a large animal, and you are only one farmer. Also, if you know anyone in town who has any medical experience, Tilly here has hurt her arm. The wolf got her.
I show him.
Ugh, nasty. There's
we should probably hurry. It's starting to smell like walnuts too.
Oh no.
there's an old woman who lives in town. She goes by the name of Magnus.
Magnus. All right.
Yeah.
Imagine. Correct. Okay. Cool.
She's I don't know. Some people call her a healer. Other people call her a crazy old woman who likes to smear dirt in people's wounds. But that's all we got. Although if you saw goblins, you might want to go talk to Sheriff Mudgore. He'd probably like to know about this.
Fair enough.
Okay.
And our payment?
Right. Come with me. He leads you out of the barn through the rain, which is kind of picked up again, so it's kind of coming down in sheets now, to his little house. Invites you in. You guys sit kind of in the atrium as he comes back with a sack of coins and dumps them all out on the counter. You count through them and find out there's actually only 43. He scratches his head and goes, "I'm mighty sorry about shortchanging you there. I guess I probably spent 2 earlier and didn't realize it. But you can take the rest of that goat as payment."
Yeah, we might do. Does anybody feel like if I hack it up, we'll put it in our sacks and carry it around? We might have to use it as payment to fix Tilly's arm.
That's totally fine. Maybe we should dry it off before we eat it, though. It's a little soggy.
Well.
Yeah.
And I nibble on like a wet piece of meat. I'm just like a weird face. It's a little soggy.
Gregan, the farmer, shifts uneasily and goes, I gotta get back to fixing my fence. Thank you guys for your work. I appreciate it. I'll meet you back at Jack's in a few minutes. Maybe half an hour.
Okay.
And then kind of looks expectantly as you guys stand in his atrium.
Start walking out, or grab the goat and walk out.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is our cue once again. Let's go.
Okay.
Hi, Sacriel.
So I say, well, now that we're rich, what are we gonna do?
I don't know if I'd count small pieces of silver being rich.
If only you could see what real wealth looks like. In my hometown of Astari, I have seen... Huh? What?
Nothing.
Hello,
Continue.
Sacriel. Hello, mate. All right.
Go ahead.
I've seen wealth beyond anything I could ever have imagined. We absolutely do not have a lot of wealth. We shouldn't be spending it and going crazy. But I am down to go kill some more goblins, if you are.
Well, we have to get rid of this wolf. Let's get the wolf skinned,
Mm.
and we also got to take care of Tilly's arm.
Do we want to split up so that we can get some of these things dealt with?
I will... That
just
sounds
thinking
like a
about
good
the
idea.
goblin.
I will walk Tilly to the healer if you want to take care of the wolf carcass. Ugh.
Fair enough. And I take off I grab one of the legs of the goat and I just hack at it with my short sword and I hand it over to Aldous and I say, try to use this as payment to get him healed up.
And I take it like this and just okay.
I'm just watching the exchange, just expressionful, just
All right, Tilly, let's get you healed up, my dear.
I say okay and follow.
I go off with Theo with the wolf.
But first, a song. Now that the humans are gone, can we go back to that song we were singing?
Oh, geez.
I have a better one.
Show
If
tunes.
I could turn back time, I would not let Tilly get bitten.
Wow.
But it is far too late. I don't just read saunter off.
I like how you used my name in it.
That was like Cher, right? Holy cow.
So,
How much money did we end up with, by the way, on that little endeavor?
Yeah, are we splitting the money before we go?
43 silver pieces. Yeah, we can split it.
I'm
That's
happy with just taking
10 for each of you, 11 for each of you, except for one person who gets 10. Jordan, did you say you're going to take the 10?
I'll just take 10, that's fine.
Already?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So, are you guys, Theo and... not Theo, hold on. Aldous and Tilly are going to find a healer, while Theo and Darude go somewhere else, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go try to sell the wolf, right?
Right.
Yeah, or should we just go kill some goblins? You know, like, should we just go kill some goblins? What do you think?
I don't mind either way. This thing smells like death.
Yeah, I mean, let's just leave it here. Fuck it.
So we just drop the wolf in the middle of the village?
You're
Awesome.
We'll give the wolf to the
Fuck it.
farmer.
Bonk.
Give it to the farmer. He can do what he wants with it.
All
You
right,
can
so
eat
yeah,
it,
we walk
skin it.
back. Knock on
all right.
the door.
You see the farmer back out in his paddy, fixing the fence still.
We don't want this after all. Here you go.
Yep. This
Oh.
is zero problem if you'd like it. I'm sure once it dries and smells less of farts, then. So.
Goblin
Well-
farts.
I'll have its head mounted on a stick and put it out here for all the other wolves to reckon.
There you go.
That'll work.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, let's go kill some goblins.
All right. So let's flip over to Tilly and Aldous. You guys are off to find Magnus, the healer. How do you want to go about finding her?
Can I just do an investigation roll and find out where she's at, or?
I mean, an investigation roll wouldn't tell you in and of itself, but like if you talk
I'm
to
used
people,
to
and shit.
I'm used to gather information, so I don't know what would it be in the place.
Okay, so I mean that sort of thing. You just talk. You'd ask someone where.
Okay, well
Yeah,
we
not a
just
problem.
we just kind of head the direction that the farmer said back into town, and just ask some people on the way if
Okay.
they know where.
It's pretty dark and rainy out, so there's not a lot of people, but you do see someone, setting a pie on the windowsill to cool, and they notice you like the two of you walking through the town. They stop, hands still on the pie, trying to figure out, are those little people? Are they children? They have bows and swords. They can't be children. Is that no? Those can't. What? And the person is like looking at you guys like you're the strangest things that have ever come across this town.
I do a little one of these whenever we get close.
My eyes. Do I see this person put the pie on the windowsill?
Oh yeah. Like you're looking around for someone to talk, and you look over to your left, and there's a windowsill, and there's a light coming out from behind it, and a woman, kind of an older, heavier set woman with gray hair, setting the pie on the table, or on the windowsill.
I want to do everything in my power to get some of that pie.
What does that include?
That includes. I would like.
He would give his right arm for that pie.
I would like to attempt. I might. I would like to attempt to stealth, and once we are out of view range of the woman, to see if she leaves the pie there, and I would like to attempt to take a piece of pie, not the whole pie, but just kind of grab a. I'm not even cut it, like just kind of reach in and grab what I can.
So
Quickly.
she's watching you guys pretty intently. She's like, "What is?" Huh? And so you guys kind of walk and walk and walk until you can no longer see the building, and then you try and stealth back
I want
in.
to double back. Yeah, I want to
Okay.
double back. And
What are you doing, Aldous, during all this?
I tell Aldous, I'm like, we're getting pie.
I kind of look at Tilly, I'm like, as much as I enjoy a good slice of pie or four, maybe we should probably get your arm checked first, and then maybe snag a little slice.
I attempt to go stealth and go get some of the pie.
All right. Okay. Both of you give me
Oh, wow.
stealth checks.
That prioritization.
Yeah,
Fuck it all.
my life for
See
pie.
something she wants, and she must attempt to have it.
Do you say my life for pie?
Oh my god! Only an 8.
My life for pyre.
My life for pie.
Stealth. Hold on. What's my stealth score?
I believe that is 5.
Ooh, that's 5. Holy shit, monkey. That's really good.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, we are not doing.
All right, but you guys don't know. You don't realize you do so poorly on your stealth. You think you're like sneaking back, and as you come up like underneath this windowsill, you're like, all right, the pie's right above me. And Tilly, your hands start going for it. You're getting ready for it, and then a face looks down at you guys and goes, "Hello, little people. What are you doing down there?"
I look up and go, and just wave with a big smile on my face. My one good hand.
We noticed that your pie was getting wet. We were just gonna push it inside a little.
Oh, don't do that. It'll fall on the floor.
Oh, sorry. Just trying to help.
No. Say, what manner of creature are you guys?
I'm a halfling. Hello.
He's a goblin.
I'm kidding.
Joking.
I like elbow Tilly a little bit. I'm like,
I'm Tilly. I raise my hand up and I go to shake her hand with my one good hand, and I say, "I'm a gnome."
Like puts a finger down for you to hold on to it because she's kind of got these like thick, meaty hands.
And like a infant, I grab the finger and just kind of shake.
Aww.
And I smile.
Well, thank you for the warning about the pie. It is rather cold out there. I should probably bring it in. And she pulls her finger out of your hand and takes the pie and brings it back. You have a faint smell of cherry coming from it.
Oh.
fuck, it's cherry pie. I love it. Oh. Tilly, let's go. We need to get your arm fixed. The sweet, aromatic flowage that's fucking with my nose. I don't know. It's driving me insane. We must get to the healer. Let's go.
The head appears back out the window, which is above both of your heads. And she
We're
goes,
leaving.
"What happened to your arm?"
I explained to her that I was attacked by a wolf trying to help the farmer that she may or may not know.
That's very brave of you for someone that size. Very brave. I
Thank
take it
you.
the wolf got the best of you, though, huh?
We took it down. We actually did manage to kill the wolf.
The two of you?
We had a couple of friends help.
I jump back and I begin to tell her the harrowing tale of how I pulled out my rapier and stabbed it, and then the hero of our group came and sliced it and said, "You mangy mutt," or whatever she said, and I make it sound like really cool.
Give me a charisma check.
Oh, okay.
That is a d20 plus whatever your charisma modifier is. Which is a 1.
10.
10.
Altogether.
She seems to believe your story. You know, maybe a little bit embellished, but she goes, "Wow, that's quite nice."
And
Well,
I say
good
with
for
the-
you. We could use less wolves. Do you mention
say
the
with-
goblins at all, actually?
Yes, and I mentioned the goblins, just pretty much the whole thing.
Okay.
I might embellish a little.
She seems very concerned when you start speaking of goblins, and gets a worried look in her eyes.
Why are you so worried? You hear goblins? I mean, they're
They're
quite
goblins,
easy to deal with.
but they're vicious little nasty creatures that snatch people in the night, and they're dangerous. They're a threat to us.
And I say, "Oh, they're not all that bad," using my bad arm to like go, "Oh, they're not that bad." You know, like bleeding.
I'd say you have to worry more about wolves than the goblins.
Let's hope so.
I agree. I hope we don't get overrun and raided by shitloads of goblins. That would suck.
And I look over to is it Alvis?
Aldous.
Alvis. I look over to Alvis and say, "You know what keeps wolves and goblins away are, mighty adventurers such as ourselves."
Aye.
And you know what? After protecting the town as such, I am feeling just so hungry, just very hungry. We should probably find a place to find food. And I look back at her and just,
The King's Keep down the road to the south a little bit has some nice lodgings, or maybe the Brazen Bull. It's only a tavern, but I think they should be able to scavenge you up some food.
We've heard of these places, but I don't think Tilly can make it that far.
Oh, you poor dear. Do you want to come inside and rest while I fetch the healer?
I don't know. Is that appropriate?
No, please. If you've really fought off goblins and wolves, we got to stick together
Okay,
in this day and age, you know?
If you insist, okay.
"Well, I
she-
am in a lot of pain."
She invites you in and offers each of you a slice of pie.
Oh, fuck yeah! I don't say that.
You have your
Damn it.
choice
It's
between
unlocked. You got the pie.
you have the choice between cherry pie and blueberry pie.
Pies? What is this woman?
She's an angel.
As you speak to her, she is the pie maker in town. That is her job.
Oh.
You are the most brilliant person I have ever met in this town.
in this town.
So, you're the resident pie maker in town.
The
Do you
name's
think
Jane.
that-
It's nice to meet you.
I'm Aldous, and I, put my hand up.
I'm Tilly. And I go to wave. My face covered in cherry pie.
I haven't chosen a slice yet, and I say, So, I wouldn't say that I'm a connoisseur of pie, but I do like to appreciate a good slice.
You can have one of each.
Yay! How did you know to ask that?
Oh.
I get that a lot.
I devour my slices and I groan with each bite. I'm like, oh.
She excuses herself and disappears into the back of the house, where you hear her talking with a person, but you can't really make out any words, and you're too busy eating pie anyway. And then she comes back a few moments later, informing you that she sent her son off to go find the healer, who should be here shortly. And let's flip back to Theobald and Darude.
Yes.
So,
I think that our task is pretty much done. I mean, I think we're probably just going to be looking for the other two now at this point.
I thought you guys were going to go kill goblins.
Oh, I thought we were going to wait for the other two for that.
Are you waiting? Okay, yeah. So what are you guys doing?
I totally don't mind starting on that like right away.
Whatever you guys want to do is what you do.
Out of character, remember we still have that sergeant guy to talk to in town.
Sheriff Mudgore.
Yeah.
Sure. I should warn them of the goblins.
I want to get some pie.
Sadly, you are unaware of the pie.
I'm a little pissed off about the pie. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, our plan was to go start our goblin hunt, but I'm a little nervous for our little short friends, so maybe we should head back to town and check on them.
Maybe we should. Yeah, let's do that, and then just stop at the what is his name? Sheriff what was his
Mudgore.
name?
Sheriff
Mudgore.
Because by now they're probably in jail singing show tunes, like stealing pie. Who knows what those kids are up to?
Yeah.
You guys may find it useful to print your character sheets. I know Scoots already did that. And take notes about things that you may want to remember, because it can be dicey remembering all sorts of names.
Or if you're at a computer, which we all are, you can just open up Notepad.
Yeah, but notes are always easier to take on paper. You know, it's way easier to organize your thoughts the old-fashioned way.
Wow. Okay, hipster.
Actually, no, actually, you're totally right, man. At work, I have a notepad and a pencil, and that's how I do my to-do lists and stuff like that. It's a lot better.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Let's go to the sheriff.
Okay. You guys trudge through the mud and rain and eventually come across the sheriff's office about a block south of Jack's Tavern. It's got a little star, like kind of like a Western-style star with little balls at the end of each of it, hanging out front, and you notice that there are some bars across a window on the south side of the building. The door is shut, but you know you can just walk into a sheriff's office. You don't need to knock. It's a public building. Anyone is welcome.
Okay.
Looking at the map, where is it on the map? Oh, okay, I see it. Just
Right
north of the Brazen Bull. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go over and just open up the door.
Okay. You see Sheriff Mudgore sitting inside, or at least that's who you expect it to be. He's got a little badge on his left lapel, and he's kicked back in a chair with his feet up on the table. He's kind of a bigger man. I wouldn't quite go so far to call him blubberous, but he's a bigger guy. He's got a very large cudgel, like a big stick with lots of kind of knots and thorns on it. Resting on the table, its handle wrapped in leather, and he's got boots that are nice and clean. And as you guys come in, he sits up and puts his feet down, and then notices the weapons and armor you guys are carrying, and starts to stand up. And his hand kind of slowly moves towards the cudgel, not on it, but like on the table next to it. He says, "You're outsiders here. How are you?"
My name is Darude. This is Theo. And I look over at Theo.
Hi.
We've got some bad news for your town.
His hand moves a little bit closer to the cudgel. Yeah?
There's a farmer named Gregan McGraw.
Yeah, Gregan McGraw.
Yeah. He had us deal with an issue. One of his lambs or goats went missing. Sorry, goats. And we went to go track it. And it wasn't just typical wolves that had attacked it. There was a party of goblins. And
he starts to sit back down and pull his hand away as you say this. Sorry, continue.
They're seeping in from the west. So I'd suggest that you do with that information what you will. There's a few more tracks that we noticed going south and perhaps coming back to the south part of town. I think once we're finished gathering our friends who were injured by the wolf, we're going to go and investigate that.
Thanks for the heads up. And he looks to his right and shouts at the two people that you now notice are kind of sitting over at another table playing some cards. They stand up, and there's a brief conversation about what you guys just said, and he tells them to go check out the south of town. They grab their cudgels as well, and you notice that they are wearing leather armor. The sheriff himself wasn't wearing any. And they pick up their cudgels, grumble, put on these big straw hats that kind of like come out to keep the rain off their heads, and trudge off in the rain, muttering and grumbling about how the outsiders are just causing trouble around here. The sheriff, seated in his chair, kicks back again, puts his feet back up on the table and says, "Well, thank you for your information. I like to run a tight ship around here. Don't like anyone causing trouble." And he gives you like a meaningful look when he says that.
I agree. Life is too short for trouble.
Yeah.
I look over at Theo.
Make sure you keep those weapons on wolves and goblins. I don't want to hear about any of you guys causing trouble in this town. He points to his cudgel as he says, "That thing's seen a lot of heads being smacked around. I would hate to have to use it on a pretty face like yours."
You don't need to threaten me. You're fine. I'm only here to kill goblins and their folk.
Good. Alright. Well,
Damn.
if that's all you got, I've got
That is
important work to get back to.
concur.
And he, looks around for something to do and then picks up a block of wood and a carving knife and starts carving it.
Wow.
I give Theo a look like,
That's kind of a jerk. Get out of here.
and then I just, walk out.
Okay. Where do you guys head after that?
I guess, do we know? Well, we know that they've gone to the healer, so we would probably go to the healer?
Yeah, you're not sure where the healer is. You can ask the sheriff on your way out, though.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We're looking for, what was her name? Magnus. Is there a Magnus? You know where she is?
One of you guys get hurt?
Yes, indeed.
Well, she lives east side of town, past the row of trees. I don't know if what she peddles is real, but at least she's no witch or sorcerer, that's for sure.
Yes, very. Okay.
And you guys head out. You make your way towards the east end of town. There's one road that goes out that way, and you find it after a little bit of muddling around. And you actually run into a younger boy, probably 14 or 15 years old, being followed by this scrawny, scraggly woman with deep set eyes and pale skin, but like deep dark circles around her eyes. That kind of smells like burning sage. Walking towards you guys as you get to the row of trees. If you're looking at the map over here.
Okay.
Yeah, this person is probably the woman you're looking for. She fits the description of a crazy healer that lives out on the edge of town.
I kind of point with Theo. I'm like, is that her? Is that her?
It looks like your typical crazy doctor lady.
Excuse me, miss. Ma'am.
Places to be, people to see.
Are you Magnus?
I am Magnus, yes.
Are you?
I don't make love potions, you know.
Nope. That's good.
Don't need that.
Nope. We're good.
Oh,
Theo.
Did I miss something here? Sorry. Sorry.
Oh no, we're wondering if you've seen two rather small, like yay big, maybe people that are looking. One of them has a wound in his arm.
Yes, the two halflings. I'm on my way to see them now.
Oh, okay, and then we follow.
Okay. You guys all meet back up at. I can remember her name at. What was it? Who was the pie maker here? I have notes. Hold on, I have notes.
Is it Jane the pie maker?
It's Jane. Yeah. You guys all meet up at Jane's house. You sit in the living room with them. The pies have since been delivered to other people. Someone came up and bought the 2 pies and left with them. So there's no pie by the time you get back.
Ew.
Did you just tell me there's no pie?
I just told you that you show up and there's no pie. You don't. In fact, you kind of smell this sweet cherry scent in the air, but you don't see any pie anywhere.
I still have pie all over my face.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Theo!
Hey, did you guys get anything to eat by chance? I don't know. Just curious.
We had pie, 2 kinds. It was great. It was delicious.
Did you save any for your friends?
I have like this guilty look in my face. I have like just like the end crust, 2 pieces of the end crust on my plate. I hold 1 piece of crust out to each of you for my 2 slices, and I have this. There's a little bit of flavoring still on this bit. I hand it to you.
I'm okay.
Jane goes, "Oh, these must be the adventurers you were traveling with."
Yes, they are. These are our new friends. We actually met today.
Magnus kind of huffs up to you guys and looks between you guys and looks back at the kid and goes, "These aren't halflings. That one's a gnome. You should know your races." And promptly sits down next to Tilly, who's kind of got like some blood leaking down her arm now.
Or pie.
Or cherry pie. You guys spend a few minutes. She removes your armor, pulls out some bandages, kind of looks things over, and then glances at you and looks you dead in the eyes and says, "Before we start, I need to be paid up front."
And I do my hands like this. I'm like
5 silver.
5 silver.
5 silver.
Oh, I thought we were going to use the leg. Didn't you guys still have the leg?
They probably ate the leg.
Is
They're little
I mean, you guys can offer. She says 5 silver. You have made no offers to her.
I got 15 copper with your name all over it.
Not quite
like
the
goblin,
same.
Though. Smells like goblin.
Who has it? Soma, do you have the?
I have the leg.
Okay, yeah, you want to?
I hold up the leg, and I have this delicious cut of meat. We could maybe make a trade.
She sniffs the meat, pulls out a knife and stabs the meat, pulls out another and kind of pries it a bit, using her hands to dig in the actual meat itself.
Oh,
looks to the center,
okay.
sees that it's pretty good cooked.
please.
That'll do. Wipes her knife off on Tilly's pants, stows it.
Nice.
Well,
And
after
then-
digging your fingers through it, it's probably going to belong to you anyway.
She asks you to set the meat aside, and she goes to work on Tilly's arm.
All right, I go put it on a side table.
Yeah. And that is about it for the healing. Is there anything else you guys would like to say, do?
I'd like to check the other one more time for pie.
Thank you.
I walk over and thank Jane for her help, and I give her a silver piece.
She smiles. Why, thank you.
Of course, my lady. That's not what I sound like, sorry. I'm just...
You'll find it, man. You'll find it.
Hello.
Jolly good.
Oh, here you go. Oh.
Lord, thanks so much for the pie.
Did anybody else feel like Neil sounded like he was from Monty Python doing female voices?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hello, Mrs.
Hello.
Doubtfire.
Wow.
Hello.
Drive-by fruiting.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Hello.
Wow.
Okay, moving on.
The 3 of you are incorrigible.
Does anyone know where in the player's handbook it describes what a healer's kit does? 'Cause I can't
What
seem
was
to
that,
find it.
Scoots?
Pie. Pie.
Do you actually mention? Do you mention pie?
I would like to ask Jane if there's any more pie.
Oh, I have one in the oven.
Oh.
I hope you like apples.
Ah, it's my favorite. Apple pie.
It sounds quite good.
Where
Not
is the
gonna lie.
healing?
Can I buy it from you?
The whole pie?
Yes.
Of course. That'll be 5 silver, sir.
How about 15 goblin copper?
I'll give you a slice for 15 copper.
Yeah.
I'll give you a big slice for 15 copper.
All right, I'll give you this 15 copper for a big slice.
All right. You make the trade, and she says it'll be a few minutes before the pie is ready, but when it's done, you can have a nice big slice.
Perfect. Thank you.
You know, excuse me. I didn't actually try the apple pie.
Typical halfling.
I'll give you 9 copper for a small slice. A medium slice.
Done!
Yay!
Yeah.
Your new last
This is
name is
now a role playing
Fatfoot.
about eating
All
pie.
this-
That's
all
it.
this
All we're
Fatfoot.
gonna do is just eat pie.
The Adventures of Pie.
Yeah, the adventures of pie.
Age of Strife, Episode 1. The pie isn't a lie.
The piping? No, that wouldn't work.
Hyphening.
God.
The pie-ocalypse.
Here we go. Well, I thought there was...
Pie-mageddon.
Well, I guess that's just...
Fellowship of the Pie.
Skater pie.
Okay,
Pie.
she bandages you up, and you regain 1 HP from the bandaging. She is a trained healer and can help you out with that.
Arcantus Phoenix in chat says it's on page 151 in the player's handbook.
Yeah, I found it. It doesn't do what I thought it did, so we're making up new rules for things on this fly.
Word.
Yeah. Cool.
Question: how does the healing go again? You said something about a week and a day or something.
A week for full rest.
Yeah, a week is full rest. That gives you full HP and half your hit dice rounded up, back, and a days, like a night's of sleep, allows you to expend any hit dice you have to regain HP.
Okay.
So how do you get more hit dice?
When you take a long rest, like a rest of a week, you get half of them back, but you get more maximum hit dice every time you level. Every time you level, you get 1 additional hit die.
Okay, so I see max HP, current HP, temp HP. Below that's the hit dice. Is that... Can you explain? Because that's new to 5th edition, right?
Hold on 1 sec. Okay, what was the question again? I'm sorry, I was trying to figure out this healing kit stuff.
Can you explain the little hit dice thing that's below max
Yeah.
HP, current HP?
Okay, so for every level, you get a hit die. So if level 5 guy has 5 hit dice, level 1 guy has 1 hit die. When you take a short rest, which is defined in this game as like a night's worth of sleep, like you
Okay.
go to bed and wake up in the morning, you can expend your hit dice. So that means if you have you're a thief, so your hit dice are D6s or D8s?
I have 1 X mark, so I guess I have 1 hit dice for 1d8.
Yeah. For some reason, Adam, Elo, your hit dice should also be D8, not D6.
Yeah, I
My
just
mistake.
changed it as soon
Thank
as. Yeah.
So that means after a night's worth of sleep, you can roll 1d8 and regain that much HP. But then you
Got it.
have no more hit dice, and you reacquire hit dice after taking a week-long rest.
And then I get 1 full and back, 1d8. After a long rest.
After a long rest, you get full HP and half your hit dice rounded up.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
Cool. You know what? We are just about at our break. So why don't we take our break now, and when we come back, we will figure out what it is that you guys are going to do, whether or not these goblins in the south of town are a problem.
Will it keep raining?
It will probably keep raining.
Okay.
Probably.
I like the rain.
Rain is nice.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. We will see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.